Hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Today I'm going to show you how to make dinner. A lot of people that come in and talk to me, they like to actually see or hear about what I've made for dinner and see what I've made for lunch. And it's usually lunch is typically what I've had the night before. So I thought that I would kind of bring you into my kitchen and show you how I'm going to prepare my dinner tonight. So I have my laptop here because I have a little recipe that I just found on Pinterest. I was just kind of cruising through and it sounded really good. And it is for a sausage, sweet potato noodle, and broccoli skillet. So I have the main contenders out here. I have some Italian sausage that is thawed out. We used to actually have pork from a pig that we raised, but we're all out, so now I have to actually buy sausage, which isn't very fun, so hopefully we get another pig soon. Also, sausage, sweet potato noodles, and broccoli. I've got my broccoli here. I still have to cut it up, so you'll see me cut that up. And I've got 2 sweet potatoes here. I'll have to peel them and use my spiralizer that I have set up here on the counter to spiralize those. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, what I want to do, I need to get my broccoli cut up and my sweet potato spiralized. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to open up the broccoli. Hopefully you guys can see okay. I know you're kind of going to be looking at like an empty countertop my whole time. So we're just going to take a bunch of broccoli and cut it into small pieces. So this dish could easily be modified. If you wanted to use zucchini noodles, you could. If you wanted to use real noodles, you could. You're just going to have to up the amount of carbs that you have in it. Also, if you want to leave the meat out and make it a vegetarian dish, I don't know why this wouldn't taste fine with just a broccoli sweet potato noodle dish. So that'd probably be perfectly fine. So this is something, I like broccoli, I like sweet potato noodles, I like sausage, so that's kind of why it caught my eye and why I figured that it would be really, really good for dinner. So I'm just going to finish chopping up this broccoli. So my broccoli's done. I'm going to grab a bowl just to throw it in, just to get it off of my cutting board so I can get started on the sweet potatoes. Now if there's one thing that I hate doing, it's peeling potatoes. I don't know why I hate doing it, but for this dish to get the zoodles to turn out right, you really do need to peel your sweet potatoes. Luckily, my best advice is to get a really good, really sharp veggie peeler. This one I got in a fundraiser catalog from one of my friends. So on one side it does just regular cuts, and on the other side you can actually make julienne cuts with it. So it's really nice because you can make a really fine, perfect julienne cut without using your knife. So we're just going to peel the skin off of these 2 sweet potatoes real fast. And now I want to kind of move my camera here so you guys can actually see the spiralizer. So I'll do one potato with it this angle so you can kind of see how I do it. So I'll move you a little bit closer here. And I'll show you here. So there's what the spiralizer actually looks like. But I'll move you here so you can see this end and see the sweet potato noodles coming out of the end of it. So what I want to do is you open this piece up, line it up with the end of the die, and push. And then these have suction cups that are kind of suctioned to the counter, so you want to make sure that those are pushed down really good. And you just twist and you can see the spirals coming out. So for zucchinis and for squash, it's pretty easy. This you have to apply a pretty good amount of pressure to. We're almost done with this one. Pull this piece out. This is what you get left over. It does seem wasteful, but I usually just keep it and chop it up in little pieces and use it anyway. So I'll chop it up in a second. So here's our zucchini noodles that we have. Let me move you back to where you were. So here are our zucchini noodles, and what I typically do is just take my knife and go through about 3 different areas just to kind of make them a little bit shorter. So once you do get them, they're a little bit more manageable, because if not, it's going to be that whole thing is going to be all one big sweet potato noodle. So we're going to do the other one. And I think for this, I think I'm going to bring you over here. Maybe, if we can get it to work. So you can see, so I have to place the sweet potato in here, and then press it into this. And now, as you can see from this angle, there we go, move my knife out of the way. Again, I'm just going to give it 1, 2, this one was a bigger one, so we're going to give it 4 cuts. So that's so you just have kind of regular length noodles and not the whole round of the sweet potato. Perfect. So here's the sweet potatoes that we have. Looks like a lot because those were big sweet potatoes, but that's okay. They're going to cook down and they're going to be just as good. And they're going to be so awesome. They're going to be so good. Okay, so now we're actually going to get to cooking. I'm going to kind of move this dude out of my way, get him unsuctioned from my counter. Put him in the sink there. And so now you might be able to see what I'm doing over here with the skillet. So I'm going to take my skillet, turn it on medium or so heat, and I'm going to add some olive oil. I also need some seasoning to go with this, so I'll need salt and pepper, which I have right here, salt and pepper. And a pinch of red pepper flakes. This says it's optional, but I'm wondering where it's going to get the rest of its flavor from. So we've got those. I need 2 cloves of garlic that I need to mince up. So I'm getting to the end of my garlic cloves, so I'll have to move some of the sweet potatoes. Getting to the end of my garlic cloves, so I'm actually going to use 3 of these because they're so little. There we go. So I have to open that up. Low sodium or less sodium chicken broth. And then some, well, it's supposed to be freshly grated Parmesan cheese. I don't have freshly grated around here. So just your Kroger Parmesan cheese. Alright, so my oil in my skillet should be pretty warm. I'm going to go ahead and get my sausage cooking here. And then I will grab a spatula and get that moved around. So this is just starting to sizzle. I'm going to break it up. We're waiting for it to cook, so once it's finished, I want to bring it out on a plate. So I want to get that out, just so I have it ready. And let's get my chicken broth measured out. So I'm going to open this up and just pour out a 1/4 cup. Not a lot, just a smidge. I'm just going to smash and open up my garlic cloves here. I'm going to send them through my garlic press that I have open up over here, but I just want to go ahead and just peel them. So you just take, and like I said, we're getting to the inside of the garlic, so they're really small cloves, so you don't have to hit them as hard with the blade of your knife, and then it just peels right off. It's a little smashed, but it's going to get completely smashed going through the garlic press. Super easy, right? One more. Just a little smash. This looks like, I know you guys just watched me peel 4 cloves of garlic, but they are so small that it pretty much equals about 2 actual cloves. So my sausage is almost ready, Sorry, I got some garlic actually in my sweet potatoes, so I have to take that out. There we go. Some of the peels. So my sausage is coming along pretty nice, which is good. So I got these measuring spoons from my mom, and they're so funny because they say a pinch, a dash, and a tad. So for the red pepper flake, I always use a pinch of red pepper flake. Alright, so my sausage is good to go, so I'm going to scoop it out here onto my plate. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to the pan here and get it heating up. So my oil's warm. So my sausage is still in there. So I'm going to put in my sweet potato noodles. And then we also add the broccoli all at once. And then we just toss that around. And we're going to let it cook. I'm going to turn my heat down a little bit. And we're going to let these guys cook for about 5 minutes. So at this point, you can add your salt and pepper. And then we're going to add some pepper. I hardly measure anything. I measure like for a little bit and then I get sick of waiting and just throw it all in. I'm also going to wait until the 5 minutes is up to add my garlic, and then that's when I'm going to add my red pepper flake also. Alright, so the 5 minutes is up on the sweet potato noodles and the broccoli. It's very colorful, it's very pretty. My broccoli is very, very bright. I have it turned down a little bit, so I'm just going to kind of add my garlic and my red pepper flake. So I'm going to take my garlic and put it in my press. I'm going to put 2 cloves in at a time here. I'll bring these right here. Press it right in. I'm going to use my knife to scrape off the garlic. In to clean it out before running the other 2 cloves through it. And then the red pepper flake, I'm going to grab my measuring spoon here, and we're just doing a pinch of red pepper flake, so not very much. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more moisture here with the chicken broth. Just a 1/4 cup, not a lot. Stir it around. I'm going to put that sausage back in, so I'm just going to pick it up. And what's nice is I put it on the towel, so a lot of that grease drained out of it, which is good. We don't want that. And now we're going to stir everything together. One more thing that I have to add is about a 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. 1/2 cup, perfect. So I'm going to grab a bowl because we are ready to serve. So I'm going to get a bowl out, and then this might not be the best utensil here. Let me grab, this might actually be better. Pasta spoon might actually get everything. There we go. We can get some broccoli, some awesome sweet potatoes, some sausage. Oh yeah, that looks totally awesome. And this, you guys, and my wine, and I'm gonna go sit at the table and eat my dinner.